This video is about, she was just a seamstress until a millionaire gave her the keys to his office. If this story inspires you, please like the video, share it with loved ones, and write in the comments how it touched your heart. Part 1. She was just a seamstress until a millionaire gave her the keys to his office. Maria Sanchez had always found solace in the rhythmic hum of her sewing machine. Nestled in the back of a bustling tailor shop in a vibrant neighborhood, she spent her days crafting garments for her clients, each stitch infused with love and care. The shop, a kaleidoscope of colors and fabrics, was alive with the chatter of customers, the laughter of children, and the ever-present aroma of freshly brewed coffee. Yet, beneath the surface, Maria harbored dreams that seemed as distant as the stars. At 35, she was a single mother to a spirited 8-year-old named Sofia. Every day, Marie juggled her responsibilities, balancing her job with caring for Sofia and ensuring they made ends meet. She often worked late into the night, pouring her heart into the seams of dresses and suits while Sofia slept soundly in the next room. "Mommy, when can we go to the park again?" Sofia would ask, her small face lighting up with hope. "Oh, soon, sweetheart, I promise," Maria would reply, brushing a stray hair behind her ear, her heart heavy with the weight of unfulfilled promises. But every stitch she made was a step toward a better future. Maria dreamed of owning her own boutique, a place where creativity could flourish and everyone could find something special. Yet the dream felt like a distant echo, overshadowed by bills and responsibilities. She often wondered if she was destined to remain just a seamstress, her aspirations tangled in the fabric of her daily life. One rainy afternoon, as she was packing up her tools, a new client entered the shop. Tall and impeccably dressed, the man exuded an air of confidence that made Maria pause. His name was Benjamin Cotta, a local millionaire known for his benevolence and keen eye for talent. "Good evening," he said, his voice smooth yet warm. "I need a suit tailored for an important event, something that will impress." "Of course, sir," Maria replied, her hands instinctively smoothing the fabric. "What kind of suit do you have in mind?" As they discussed the details, Maria's heart raced. Benjamin spoke passionately about his vision, and within moments, they found themselves lost in a conversation that transcended mere business. She felt seen, not just as a seamstress but as a person with dreams and aspirations. "You have a gift," he said, admiring her work as she draped the fabric over the mannequin. "This isn't just sewing, it is art." His words lingered in the air like a melody, igniting a spark within her. Perhaps she was more than just a seamstress. Perhaps she could be more. Days passed, and as Benjamin returned for fittings, he began to learn more about Maria's life. He asked about Sofia, her dreams, and her struggles. Each meeting felt like a lifeline, pulling Maria from the depths of her doubts. "Have you ever thought about opening your own boutique?" Benjamin asked one afternoon, leaning against the cutting table. Maria hesitated, her heart racing. "I have, but it feels impossible. I don't have the resources or the know-how." "Sometimes it just takes a little push. I believe in you, Maria," he said, his eyes brimming with sincerity. They continued to meet, and with each conversation, Maria felt a tide of hope swell within her. Benjamin shared stories of his own struggles, revealing that wealth didn't erase challenges. He spoke of failure, resilience, and the beauty of pursuing dreams against all odds. "I started with nothing," Benjamin admitted, a hint of vulnerability in his voice. "It is easy to look at me now and think it was simple, but every success has its roots in hardship." Maria found inspiration in his words. Maybe she could chase her dreams after all. As their bond deepened, Benjamin became more than a client, he became a friend and mentor. He encouraged her to enter a local design competition, offering to help her prepare. "I'll provide the materials, and you bring the creativity," he proposed, his enthusiasm contagious. "Really? You do that for me?" Maria asked, a mixture of disbelief and gratitude washing over her. "Absolutely. Let us turn your dreams into reality." The idea of competing filled Maria with both excitement and dread. What if she failed? What if she was just a seamstress, forever tethered to the fabric of her fears? But with Benjamin's encouragement, she began sketching designs late into the night, fueled by caffeine and a flickering flame of hope. Every line she drew, every fabric she selected, was a step toward reclaiming her dreams. "I can't believe you redoing this, Mommy," Sofia exclaimed one evening, her innocent joy infectious. "I am trying, Sofia, for us," Maria replied, pulling her daughter close, feeling the warmth of her unwavering belief. Yet, as the competition approached, doubt crept in like shadows, whispering fears of inadequacy. What if the judges didn't see her vision? What if they dismissed her as just a seamstress, unworthy of attention? On the day of the competition, Maria stood backstage, her heart pounding in her chest. The vibrant sounds of the crowd filtered through the curtains, a blend of excitement and anticipation. She glanced down at her creations, dresses that embodied a spirit, each thread woven with her hopes and dreams. Just remember, no matter what happens, you've already achieved so much, Benjamin reassured her, standing beside her, a steady presence. This is a celebration of your journey. Thank you, Maria whispered, her voice trembling. I wouldn't have come this far without you. As she stepped onto the stage, a wave of vulnerability crashed over her. The bright lights illuminated her creations, and for a moment, all she could hear was her own heartbeat. But as she began to speak, sharing her story and the inspiration behind her designs, something shifted within her. Each word felt like a declaration of her resilience, a testament to her journey. She spoke of her dreams, her struggles, and the love for Sophie that fueled her passion. The audience leaned in, captivated by the authenticity of her narrative. When she finished, applause erupted, filling the room with a cacophony of support and encouragement. She felt alive, the doubts that once haunted her dissolving into the air. As the judges deliberated, Maria stood surrounded by fellow contestants, each one sharing their unique stories. It was a reminder that everyone had their battles, and together they formed a tapestry of human spirit stitched together by hope and perseverance. When the winners were announced, Maria's heart raced, adrenaline surging through her veins. But she didn't need to win to feel victorious. The experience itself had transformed her, igniting a fire within her soul. Whether you win or not, you're already a champion, Benjamin whispered, pride shining in his eyes. As Maria left the stage, she realized that the competition had been about more than just winning. It was a celebration of resilience, an acknowledgement of the beauty of pursuing one's dreams, no matter how daunting the path may seem. And amid the cheers of her newfound friends and supporters, Maria felt a shift within her, a profound understanding that she was not just a seamstress. She was an artist, a dreamer, and a mother determined to weave a brighter future for herself and Sophia. As the evening drew to a close, and the night sky twinkled with stars, Maria stepped outside, her heart brimming with hope. In that moment, she understood the keys to her future lay not in the hands of others but in her own tenacity, creativity, and unwavering spirit. With Benjamin's encouragement and the love of her daughter by her side, she was ready to embark on a new chapter, a journey toward a boutique that would not just be a business but a place where dreams could flourish for others as well. And as she walked home, the weight of her fears lifted, replaced by an unmistakable sense of purpose. The world was bright ahead, and she was ready to embrace it. Part 2: The Fabric of Dreams. In the week following the competition, Maria poured herself into her work with renewed vigor. The applause still echoed in her mind, a sweet reminder that she had a voice worth hearing. Yet, with the thrill of her success came a wave of new challenges. The reality of launching her boutique weighed heavily on her, like a ball of fabric waiting to be cut and sewn into something beautiful. "Mommy, can we go to the park today?" Sophie's voice rang out one morning, filled with the innocent hope that had always been a source of strength for Maria. Maria hesitated, glancing at the piles of fabric and sketches strewn across the kitchen table. "Sweetheart, I have to finish a few things first. Can we go after lunch?" Sophie pouted, her small hands on her hips. "You always say after lunch. Can we go now?" Maria knelt down to Sophie's level, pushing a stray hair behind her ear. "I promise we'll go. I just need to make this dream happen for us. You understand, right?" Sophie nodded, but the disappointment lingered in her eyes. "Okay, Mommy, but I want to see your boutique when it is all ready." "Oh, you will, my little artist. I can't wait to show you," Maria replied, a smile breaking through her worry. After Sophie left for school, Maria sat at the kitchen table, flipping through her design sketches. Each one represented a fragment of her heart, a vision of what she hoped to create. But with dreams came daunting questions. Where would she find the funding? How would she manage everything on her own? Her thoughts were interrupted by a knock at the door. It was Benjamin, holding a large box of fabric swatches and supplies, his face lit up with enthusiasm. "Surprise!" he exclaimed, stepping inside. "I thought we could brainstorm some ideas together today." Maria's heart swelled at the sight of him. "Benjamin, you didn't have to do this?" "Of course I did. This is just as much your journey as it is mine. Let us get those creative juices flowing," he said, setting the box down. Together, they spread the fabrics across the table, vibrant colors and textures cascading like a waterfall. Maria felt electrified as they brainstormed ideas, bouncing concepts back and forth, weaving their visions into something tangible. "I love his shade of blue," Maria said, picking up a silky fabric. It reminds me of the sky after a storm. Perfect for your spring collection, Benjamin noted. And what about something flowing, like a dress that dances in the wind? As they worked side by side, Maria realized how transformative Benjamin's belief in her had been. He saw her potential where she had once seen only limitations. Their laughter filled the room, mingling with the sounds of scissors snipping and machines whirring. Hours passed, and as they wrapped up, Maria felt invigorated. "Thank you, Benjamin. I didn't just enjoy this, I needed it." "In a time, Maria, you were on the verge of something incredible," he said, an earnestness shining in his eyes. "Remember, every small step counts." Days turned into weeks, and as Maria meticulously planned her boutique, she faced hurdles that tested her resolve. The bills piled up, and every time she thought of taking that leap, fears of inadequacy crept back in. What if she couldn't sustain the business? What if she failed to provide for Sophia? One evening, as she sat sewing late into the night, a knock echoed through her apartment. It was her neighbor, Mrs. Thompson, an elderly woman who often shared homemade cookies with Maria and Sophia. "Maria, dear, can I come in?" Mrs. Thompson asked, peering in with a warm smile. "Of course, Mrs. Thompson, come sit." Maria gestured toward the couch, happy for the company. "I brought you some cookies," she said, handing over a plate. "I thought you could use a sweet treat." "Thank you, that is so thoughtful of you." Maria took a cookie, savoring its warmth and the kindness behind it. Mrs. Thompson took a seat, her gaze sweeping over the sketches on the table. "This is beautiful work. Are you still planning to open that boutique?" Maria sighed, her fingers brushing over the fabric swatches. "I want to, but I don't know if I can make it happen. I feel like it is too big of a dream." "Child, dreams are meant to be big. Every challenge is an opportunity to prove your strength. I've watched you work so hard, and I have faith you will find a way." Maria felt a lump form in her throat. "It is just daunting. What if I fail?" "Failure is merely a stepping stone to success. Look at me, I've weathered storms in my life, and I am still here. It is the tenacity that counts," Mrs. Thompson said, her voice rich with wisdom. "You've already succeeded in my eyes for daring to dream." With tears brimming in her eyes, Maria embraced Mrs. Thompson, feeling the warmth of her support. "Thank you, I needed to hear that." As the weeks rolled on, Maria gathered her courage. She knew she had to take the plunge. With Benjamin's guidance, she applied for a small business loan and started looking for a space to rent for her boutique. Each visit to potential locations filled her with anxiety. "What if I can't afford this? What if no one comes?" she thought as she stood before a charming shop in a lively part of town, their for rent sign swinging gently in the breeze. But with every rejection and every triumph, her resilience deepened. She began to visualize her boutique, the vibrant atmosphere filled with laughter, creativity, and the scent of fresh fabric. One day, after a particularly discouraging search, she returned home to find Sophia waiting for her, holding a drawing of her mother standing proudly in front of a boutique filled with dresses. "Mommy, look, this is you." Sophie beamed, her excitement infectious. Maria knelt down, her heart swelling. "Sophia, this is wonderful. You've captured my dream." "Well, I know it will come true," Sophia said with innocent certainty. "You'll be the best boutique owner ever." Tears threatened to spill from Maria's eyes. "Thank you, sweetheart. You always believe in me." "Of course, you're my superhero," Sophie said, wrapping her small arms around Maria. That evening, buoyed by her daughter's unwavering faith, Maria made a decision. She called a real estate agent and scheduled a viewing for the boutique she had been hesitant about. "I am ready to take the leap," she whispered to herself. As she stepped into the small shop, sunlight streamed through the windows, illuminating the space that would soon be filled with her creations. The walls needed a fresh coat of paint, and the floor needed polishing, but she could already envision the life that would flourish within those walls. A meeting with the bank, as she laid out her dreams and plans, nerves bubbled within her. "This is it. You can do this," she reminded herself. The banker, a stern-looking woman with glasses perched on the tip of her nose, listened intently. "You have a solid plan, Maria. I can see your passion, and that matters more than you might realize." Days turned into sleepless nights as Maria worked tirelessly, preparing for her grand opening. With each stitch, she poured her heart into every garment, sewing not just fabric but the dreams of her and her daughter into reality. On the day of her grand opening, the small boutique felt like the culmination of years of hard work and perseverance. The sign above the door gleamed in the sunlight, reading "Sewn with Love." Benjamin stood beside her, his eyes shining with pride. "You did it, Maria. Look at this place." "Thank you for believing in me," Maria said, her voice trembling with emotion. As the door swung open and customers began to trickle in, Maria stood behind the counter, her heart racing with excitement. The laughter and chatter of her community filled the space, weaving a tapestry of connection and warmth. That evening, as she closed the door to her boutique, Maria felt an overwhelming sense of accomplishment. She had not only woven her dreams into reality, but had also created a sanctuary where others could feel seen and valued. "Mommy, you were amazing," Sophie squealed, running into her arms. Maria hugged her tight, tears of joy spilling over. "We did this together, Sophia. You've always believed in me. Let us go to the park now," Sophie exclaimed, her eyes sparkling with delight. As they walked hand in hand under the golden hues of the setting sun, Maria felt a sense of peace and fulfillment. She had transformed her fears into dreams, her struggles into strength. The world stretched before her like an open canvas, waiting for her to paint it with the colors of hope and love. And in that moment, she knew that the true fabric of her journey lay not merely in the success of her boutique, but in the courage to pursue her dreams, fueled by the unwavering spirit of kindness, resilience, and the love of a daughter who saw her mother as a superhero. Part 3: The Threads of Tomorrow. As the sun rose over the vibrant neighborhood, illuminating the streets with golden light, Maria opened the door to her boutique, sewn with love, for the second day. The air was filled with possibilities, and she inhaled deeply, embracing the scent of fresh fabric and the promise that lay ahead. "Mommy, wait for me?" Sophie's excited voice echoed behind her as she raced to catch up. The little girl clutched a pink backpack adorned with glittery stars, her cheeks flushed with enthusiasm. "Good morning, my little sunshine." Maria grinned, kneeling to give her daughter a hug. Sophia wrapped her arms around her mother tightly, the bond strengthening in that shared moment of affection. As they stepped inside, Maria watched Sophia's eyes widen in awe. The boutique sparkled under the morning light, showcasing a variety of dresses, blouses, and accessories. Each piece told stories inspired by dreams, love, and resilience. "Can I help today?" Sophie asked, her excitement bubbling over. "I want to be just like you." "Of course, you can help me arrange these dresses." Maria pointed to a rack overflowing with vibrant creations. "But we have to be organized, okay?" "Okay," Sophie declared, her voice bright with determination. As they worked side by side, Maria felt the weight of her responsibility settle back on her shoulders. Despite the joy of her boutique's opening, the looming reality of business management and finances made her stomach churn. "Mommy, why did you name it Sewn with Love?" Sophie asked, her little fingers gently rearranging a flowy dress. Maria paused, recalling the hours spent stitching late into the night. "Because every piece I make carries love for my craft, and love for you, sweetheart." Sophie beamed up at her mother. "You know what, Mommy? You're a superhero because you can sew dreams." Her innocent words wrapped around Maria's heart like a warm blanket. "And you, my darling, inspire me to keep dreaming." Later that morning, just as the first customers began to trickle in, a familiar figure entered the boutique. Benjamin stepped inside, his presence bringing an instant wave of comfort. "Good morning, Maria. The shop looks incredible. Just like I knew it would," he said, his smile brightening the room. "Thank you, Benjamin. I am still getting used to it all," she replied, a hint of nervousness in her voice. "Remember, it is a journey. You're rebuilding something meaningful here," he encouraged, glancing around. "And I brought you something." He reached into his bag and pulled out a small, beautifully wrapped package. "You didn't have to," Maria protested, touched by his generosity. "I wanted to," he replied. "Open it." With eager hands, Maria unwrapped the gift, revealing a beautifully crafted sketchbook. The cover was adorned with intricate designs, and she could already envision filling its pages with new ideas. "Benjamin, this is perfect," she exclaimed, overwhelmed with gratitude. "Thank you so much. It's just a little something to help you capture your creativity," he said, beaming. "Now, let us get to work. I've got a few customers who've been waiting for your magic." As the morning progressed, Maria found herself juggling between assisting customers, experimenting with new designs, and managing the growing excitement that enveloped the boutique. Each sale felt like a small victory, and the joy in the eyes of her customers fueled her passion. But as the day wore on, the initial thrill began to fade. She glanced at her sales figures, a modest number, but the reality of expenses loomed larger than before. "What if I can't keep this open?" she thought, anxiety creeping back in. At that moment, a group of young women entered the boutique, giggling as they browsed through the racks. One of them, a tall woman with a contagious smile, approached Maria. "Excuse me, were you the owner?" she asked, her eyes sparkling with excitement. "Yes, I am. Welcome to Sewn with Love." Maria replied, forcing a smile despite the unease bubbling inside. I just wanted to say how inspiring your story is. I read about you in the local paper, the woman continued. You are doing something really special here. Maria blinked, taken aback. Thank you, that means a lot. I am just trying to follow my dreams. You are doing it. We are here to support local businesses like yours, the woman assured her, gesturing to her friends. We can't wait to see what you create next. As the group continued to chat, Maria felt a surge of hope. Their encouragement reminded her that she wasn't alone in this journey, and her dreams mattered to others too. The woman made a purchase, and as she left, she turned back. Keep believing in yourself, okay? You are your role model, she called out before disappearing into the bustling street. Later that evening, after closing the shop, Maria returned home, her heart full yet heavy. Today was good, but is it enough? She pondered. Sophia was already in her pajamas, sprawled across the living room floor, surrounded by crayons and paper. Mommy, look what I drew, she exclaimed, a masterpiece of colorful scribbles and stick figures. It is beautiful, Maria said, sitting down beside her. Tell me about it. Sophia pointed to a stick figure holding a dress. That is you, and the dress is for my birthday. I want a dress just like yours. Tears filled Maria's eyes. Oh, sweetheart, I promise I'll make you something special. But Mommy, Sophia added, her voice turning serious, what if the boutique doesn't get enough customers? What if you can't pay for my dress? Will we still be okay? Maria felt her heart squeeze. We'll always be okay, my love, no matter what happens. We have each other, that is what matters most. But what if you don't have your shop anymore? Sophia asked, her innocence cutting through Maria's heart. Every challenge is part of the journey, Sophia. If the boutique doesn't work out, I'll find a way to make things right. I'll always be here for you, she answered, wrapping her arms around her daughter. Sophia nodded, her faith in her mother unwavering. You can do it, Mommy. You are my superhero. Maria smiled through her tears, feeling the weight of her daughter's belief envelop her. You are my inspiration, sweetheart. Let us keep dreaming together. In the weeks that followed, Maria learned to balance the highs and lows of running a boutique. Some days brought a flood of customers, laughter, and sales. Other days felt achingly quiet, leaving her questioning her choices. Benjamin continued to be her anchor, guiding her through the intricacies of business and reminding her to celebrate every small victory. Maria, don't let the quiet days dim your light. You're rebuilding something beautiful, and it takes time, he would say, his support wrapping around her like a comforting blanket. One afternoon, after a particularly slow day, Maria sat in the boutique with her head in her hands, the exhaustion overwhelming her. What if I can't do this? She whispered, the doubts creeping in again. Benjamin, who had been sorting fabric at the back of the shop, emerged, sensing her distress. Hey, what is going on? He asked gently, concern etched across his face. I feel like I am failing. The sales aren't where I need them to be. And I've worked so hard. I don't want to let Sophie down, she confessed, her voice trembling. First, you re not failing, you relearning and growing, Benjamin reassured her. Every successful entrepreneur has faced this moment, and it is a part of the journey. Remember why you started. I wanted to create a space that inspires and uplifts, Maria replied, wiping a tear from her cheek. But I am afraid I want to be able to keep this dream alive. Then let us think outside the box. What if we host a small community event, a fashion showcase or a sewing workshop? It could draw attention to the boutique and showcase your talent, Benjamin suggested, his eyes sparkling with possibilities. Maria's heart began to race as the idea took root. You really think that could work? Absolutely, I'll help you plan it. Let us gather our community and show them what you can do, he encouraged. With renewed determination, Maria embraced the idea. Over the next few weeks, she and Benjamin poured their hearts into planning the event, reaching out to local businesses and friends. They organized a night filled with creativity, friendship, and fashion. When the day of the event arrived, the boutique was transformed into a colorful sanctuary filled with laughter and the delightful hum of excitement. Friends, family, and members of the community filled the space, eager to support Maria's dreams. As she stood before the crowd, the lights illuminating the boutique, Maria felt a mix of nerves and exhilaration. Thank you all for being here tonight, she began, her voice steady yet warm. This journey is not just about me, it is about all of us coming together. With each model showcasing her designs, Maria's heart swelled with pride. She watched as Sophie clapped joyfully, her face beaming with admiration for her mother. The atmosphere buzzed with creativity, each garment resonating with the love and passion that had gone into its creation. #path for a tapestry of belief. The days following the fashion showcase were a whirlwind of excitement and newfound energy. Maria's boutique, sown with love, had captured the hearts of the community, and the event had brought in a wave of customers eager to support her dream. As she opened the shop each morning, the sweet scent of fresh fabric mingled with the laughter of children and the chatter of friends, creating a harmonious melody that echoed her heart's deepest desires. "Mommy, can I help today?" Sophia asked one sunny morning, her voice bright with enthusiasm. She wore a dress that Maria had made for her, adorned with colorful flowers that danced with every step. "Of course, my little helper," Maria replied, ruffling Sophia's hair affectionately. "What do you want to do first? Can we hang up those pretty dresses over there?" Sophie pointed to a rack of dresses, the vibrant colors gleaming in the sun. "Absolutely. Let us make our boutique look even more magical," Maria said, feeling a swell of pride as they worked together, giggling and chatting about everything from fabric patterns to Sophie's latest adventures at school. As they arranged the dresses, Maria couldn't help but reflect on how far she had come. Just a few months ago, she had been filled with doubt, questioning whether she would ever fulfill her dreams. Now, with a thriving boutique and a supportive community rallying behind her, she felt a flush of hope that warmed her soul. However, with success came new challenges. Maria found herself grappling with the intricacies of running a business. The thrill of creativity was often overshadowed by numbers and spreadsheets, the weight of financial responsibilities pressing down on her. Each time she glanced at the bills, a familiar anxiety crept in. "What if the momentum fades? What if I can't sustain this?" she whispered to herself during quiet moments. One afternoon, as she sat in her office sifting through receipts, the door chimed, and Benjamin stepped in, his presence brightening the space. "Hey, Maria, how's my favorite seamstress?" he greeted, his smile infectious. "Overwhelmed, to be honest," Maria admitted, running her fingers through her hair. "The initial excitement is wearing off, and I am worried about keeping up with everything." Benjamin nodded, his expression softening. "That is completely normal. Every entrepreneur faces these fears. You've rebuilt something incredible, and it is okay to feel the weight of it." "I know, but it feels like there is so much at stake," she replied, her voice barely above a whisper. "I want to create beautiful things, but I also need to pay the bills and make sure Sophia is taken care of." "Let us break this down together," he suggested, pulling up a chair beside her. "What is the biggest challenge on your mind right now?" "Marketing. I need to get the word out beyond the community we have, but it feels like such an uphill battle," Maria confessed, her eyes clouded with worry. Benjamin leaned back, a thoughtful expression crossing his face. "What if we host monthly events, workshops, styling sessions, or even a mini fashion show? You could showcase new designs and invite more people in." Maria's eyes sparkled with intrigue. "That could work. It would not only draw people in, but also create a space for creativity and connection." "Exactly. Your boutique is about more than just selling clothes. It is a place where dreams are sewn into reality. Let us get people excited about being a part of it," Benjamin encouraged, his enthusiasm contagious. As they brainstormed ideas, Maria felt the weight of her worries begin to lift. The shared passion for creativity transformed into plans for community events, and she could already envision the laughter, the vibrant energy, and the sense of belonging that would fill her boutique. The following weeks were a whirlwind of preparation. Maria and Benjamin organized a series of workshops, inviting local artisans to share their skills alongside her. The first event, Threads of Connection, was set for Saturday afternoon, and the buzz in the community was electric. "Mommy, can I help with the decorations?" Sophie asked, her eyes wide with excitement. "Of course, I would love your help, my little creative genius," Maria replied, beaming at her daughter. Together, they crafted colorful bunting and handmade signs, the boutique transforming into a vibrant haven of creativity. As they worked, Maria realized how deeply Sophia's unwavering belief in her mother fueled her own courage. On the day of the event, the sun shone brightly, casting golden rays across the street. Maria stood at the entrance of the boutique, her heart racing with anticipation. The colorful decorations flapped gently in the breeze, and the sounds of laughter and chatter filled the air. "Welcome to Threads of Connection," Maria announced as guests began to arrive, her voice steady despite the flutter of nerves. "We're here to celebrate creativity and community, and I can't wait to share this journey with all of you." As the event unfolded, people flowed in and out of the boutique, exploring the various workshops, trying on dresses, and bonding over their shared love for fashion and creativity. Sophia helped guests with the crafts, her laughter infectious, and Maria watched her daughter with pride. During a break, Maria stepped outside for a moment of fresh air, overwhelmed by the warmth of the community surrounding her. She felt a hand on her shoulder as she turned to see Benjamin standing beside her, a smile gracing his face. "You're doing it, Maria. Look at all these wonderful people," he said, gesturing to the crowd inside. "You've created a beautiful space for connection and inspiration." "I never imagined it would feel this fulfilling," Maria said, her heart swelling with gratitude. "Thank you for believing in me and for being by my side through all of this." "It is easy to believe in you. You have something special," he replied softly. "And remember, even when it feels overwhelming, you're rebuilding something lasting." Fueled by those words, Maria took a deep breath and returned inside. The day flowed with laughter and creativity, each workshop filling the boutique with the vibrant energy of dreams coming alive. As the sun began to set, casting a warm glow around them, Maria gathered everyone for a closing circle. "Thank you all for being here today and for supporting Sewn with Love. This isn't just my dream, it is ours. Together, we can create a community that uplifts and inspires one another," Maria said, her voice resonating with emotion. "Let us continue to sow our dreams together." Applause erupted, and as Maria looked out over the crowd, she felt a sense of belonging deeper than she had ever known. These were not just customers, they were her friends, her neighbors, each one a thread in the tapestry of her life. As the evening wrapped up, the last of the guests filtered out, and Maria turned to Sophia, who was busy packing up art supplies. "What did you think, sweetheart?" "It was amazing, Mommy. I want to do this every week," Sophia exclaimed, her eyes sparkling with joy. Maria knelt down, pulling her daughter into a warm embrace. "We just might. You inspire me every day, Sophia. You remind me that dreams are worth chasing." Days turned into weeks, and the success of the workshops fueled Maria's resolve. Each event drew in more customers, and her boutique became a hub of creativity and connection. She saw women of all ages coming together, sharing stories, and encouraging one another. Yet, challenges still arose. One particularly busy month, Maria was faced with unexpected supply chain issues. Fabrics that were supposed to arrive on schedule were delayed, and panic bubbled within her. "What if I can't fulfill the orders? What if I disappoint my customers?" she worried. Sitting in her office, she felt the weight of her responsibilities bearing down on her. Just then, the door creaked open, and Benjamin stepped in, immediately sensing her distress. "Hey, Maria, you look like you could use a friend," he said gently, sitting down across from her. "I don't know what to do, Benjamin. The fabrics I need for the upcoming orders haven't arrived. I can't let my customers down," Maria exclaimed, her voice strained. "Take a deep breath. Let us think this through together," he suggested, his calm demeanor grounding her. "Have you thought about reaching out to local suppliers? You might be able to find alternatives in time." Maria nodded, realizing he was right. "I didn't even consider that. I've been so focused on the setbacks that I forgot there are always solutions." "Exactly. You've built a community around you. Don't hesitate to lean on it," he encouraged. "You've inspired many, and I know they would be eager to help." With renewed determination, Maria took action. She reached out to local suppliers and quickly found a few who offered the materials she needed. As the orders began to roll in, a sense of relief washed over her. "Thank you, Benjamin," she said, her eyes glistening with gratitude. "I don't know what I would do without you." "You're stronger than you realize, Maria. You've built this community not just for yourself, but for everyone who believes in dreaming big," he replied, a soft smile gracing his lips. With every challenge faced and every obstacle overcome, Maria felt herself transforming. She learned to embrace the uncertainties, finding strength in the support of her friends, family, and community. Each day was a testament to her perseverance, and every new stitch